More than a year after tests found that 83% of 1,544 city school buildings had faucets with high levels of lead in their water, officials won't say what's been done besides turning off spoiled spigots. Tests in late 2016 found water tainted with more than 15 parts per billion of lead, the action level under a new state law, flowing from 33,000 NIC public school faucets and drinking fountains. In form letters to families, the City Department of Education cited a cookie-cutter response protocol, which it said includes removing from service any fixture used for cooking or drinking, replacing equipment and retesting. But as students returned to school last week, the DOE refused to specify what equipment was replaced or give the overall retesting results. "Water in schools is absolutely safe," said spokeswoman Miranda Barbett. "We will share a city-wide update on remediation in the coming weeks." The lack of transparency raises alarms after last month's revelation by the New York City Housing Authority that 1,160 children living in public housing have tested positive for lead poisoning since 2012, hundreds more than the city had previously acknowledged. The disclosure followed revelations that NYCHA had failed to conduct required lead inspections since 2013 and lied to the federal government about it. Virtually every city school has some lead in its plumbing, according to records compiled by the state. See also just how safe are NYC's water fountains. The Post independently tested 8 water fountains in New York. There is no known plan to replace the pipes. The DOE has promised to shut off every water outlet where tests found lead-laden water. In addition, custodians are instructed to flush the water systems on Monday mornings before school starts to eliminate stagnant water sitting in pipes over the weekend or longer breaks. "It's a step in the right direction. It's not a permanent fix," said Claire Barnett, executive director of Healthy Schools Network, a non-profit watchdog group. Remediation means fixing something. A sampling of DOE websites found that some schools report unspecified repairs and cite follow-up tests showing lead levels below 15 ppb. Other school sites give no indication of any follow-up action, despite high lead levels found in faucets. At his 239 Mark Twain in Coney Island, a highly sought-after citywide middle school for the gifted and talented, a Jan. 23, 2017 letter states that tests found elevated levels of lead in 63 of 161 water samples taken from outlets in the building. Lead levels in the school reached as high as 3,710 ppb in a classroom faucet and 10,000 ppb in a lab faucet. "We will keep you updated on the remediation work," the letter states. But no update is posted. Principal Karen Detala did not return a message. At Fashion Industries HS in Chelsea, 51 of 266 water samples had elevated lead levels, says a March 2, 2017 letter. One office faucet showed